Hi, I'm Shannon Doyle, and I'm the owner and principal broker here at Eugene Realty Group. And I just wanted to create a quick little video just to walk you through your options when you're thinking about making the transition from selling your home and buying another home, perhaps here in the Lane County market or perhaps in another area out of state where they are maybe having a real active market like we are. It can be a little bit of a challenge to make that transition, and I know we encounter quite a few folks that are not quite sure what all their options are, moving in this market and the things they need to be aware of. So I just wanted to just create a little video just to kind of walk you through that. Currently right now we're in a pretty aggressive seller's market. So the good news is you're probably pretty likely to be able to sell your home really quickly, as long as you're in the price ranges that are moving in this market, and as long as it's presented well and priced pretty well. It's likely to sell quickly. So that's great, but the scary part can be, okay, where are we going to go next? So I think we run into a lot of folks that just aren't quite sure how to make this transition. So basically you have a couple of different options, and I'll walk you through the nuances of each one, the pros and the cons, and what's realistic too in today's market. So sometimes folks will make a contingent offer to another seller of a property. So this would be on the one you want to buy, and then that seller would have to agree to get into contract with you, get started with the process, but it would be contingent upon your home selling. In today's market, that's not too big of a deal for yours to sell, but the sellers out there often are not accepting contingent offers or wanting to work with that because there are other qualified buyers that perhaps are a little less risky for them. And it's possible you could encounter this on your own home. If you were to put it on the market, you might run into someone that wanted to make a contingent offer to you, and then you might have another buyer that's paying cash and could maybe close quickly, or another buyer that's very well qualified with a large down payment, or any number of nuances, but perhaps someone that doesn't have this extra risk because as a seller you're thinking, well, okay, I don't know so much about their property and where are you going to price it and how does it look and how quickly will it sell. Just creates a little bit of an unknown out there. So we're encountering a lot of folks that don't want to work with a contingent offer. So sometimes that's not going to be an option for you. If you're looking at properties that are perhaps in a higher price range that maybe they're not selling as quickly, or if they're kind of on the outskirts where there's also not as much volume in the market, it is possible that you might be able to put that together. So it's just something you're going to really need to sit down and strategize with your real estate agent and talk to them about the possibilities of that happening and what they think the likelihood of that is in today's market and with what you're looking at. So that is, I think, the simplest way to go if it is an option for you. But as I mentioned, a lot of sellers out there aren't wanting to work in that direction, so it just may not be. So then it's like, okay, that's plan A. What's plan B? Well, plan B might be that if you are in a position to be able to do this, you may be able to qualify for the home you'd like to buy without having to sell yours first. Oftentimes though, folks have a lot of equity in their home and they kind of need to pull that out in order to, put a down payment on the next one. Plus you'd have to qualify for both mortgages. So not everybody's in a position to be able to do that. But if you are, that would be a really great option for you. Might seem a little bit scary to go ahead and get into contract and start moving forward on the next home without, having a back out clause essentially, which is what a contingency is on your home selling. But in today's market, as long as you're working really closely with your real estate agent on your strategy and you feel fairly confident that your home will sell quickly and, is likely not to have a lot of issues, you might feel comfortable doing that. But again, you'd have to be able to qualify. The third option, or plan C, is possibly that you would just need to liquidate your current home and be willing to move into a rental or in with some friends or family in the meantime. If the first two options just are not going to work, this may unfortunately be your only other option. So in that case, another obstacle we're running into is the rental market is also just as tight as our for sale market here. And so it's kind of tough to to find rentals. So you may end up in a temporary rental or something like that, which can get kind of expensive. So, you know, I guess at the end of the day, the real takeaway is that working really closely with your agent and really strategizing, you know, talking about all your wants and your needs and options, and possibly meeting with a lender to find out if you're able to qualify, you know, in advance for the first home without having to sell yours. You know, working with those trusted partners and having someone walk you through the process and really give you a realistic expectation of what might be possible for you is probably the best place to start. So if we can help in any way, we have a really great team of agents here at Eugene Realty Group, and you can call or text us, and we'll be happy to help in any way that we can and provide any, you know, insight into the market or advice, you know, that hopefully would be helpful to you. I hope this was helpful, and thanks so much.